A lot of fans are asking me about John Fury, saying, is it staged? Is this real? I'll be totally straight with you. This is real. As far as I'm concerned, when somebody starts running the mouth and threatening me, I take it very seriously. This is not staged. This is not a pantomime, as much as it could look like one if I end up in the ring.
Lennox, you know I'm no fucking coward. I was gonna fight you in your fucking heyday. That's true. Wasn't it true? Did I back away from you? No, you didn't. That's right. So put some fucking respect on the name of John Fury and get that fucking Carl Froch here. If he wants it, I'm fucking here. And anybody else in the fucking building, look here. The ultimate fucking male. The ultimate fucking male. Never fuck with this guy ever.
Why are Carl Froch and John Fury at such loggerheads? They seem like they're similar sort of people.
I love it. I love it. And you know, Froch is a guy that's just ready to go at any moment. And the reason that I like that little bit of beef, right? One is because I'm not involved. And two, because Carl's not the kind of geezer who you can start saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And if I see you, because you can say that to me, I'm a wet lettuce. You can't.
We're talking because when he was up there, he said what he had to say to get his attention, to get everybody's attention, and then he didn't need to do any more because that's what everybody's talking about. I think Carl is a straight shooter, so Carl will stay how he is. So listen, John Fury did his thing. He got people's attention, he got people talking about it, gives you something to talk about. In case
the sport of boxing has just experienced one of the most volatile and unexpected flare-ups seen in years. What began as hostile exchanges on social media spiraled far beyond the screen and erupted into a face-to-face clash that stunned everyone watching. Imagine a major promotional event organized to hype an important heavyweight showdown suddenly thrown into turmoil. Out of nowhere, a 60-year-old figure notices a retired Hall of Fame legend among the attendees, completely snaps, and storms forward in a loud confrontational outburst. There was no performance element and no planned theatrics, only raw emotion spilling over, capped by a direct and unsettling call for a bout. Within moments, online platforms exploded with reactions as it became clear that Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, was forcefully pursuing former super middleweight ruler Carl Froch. What had once been limited to harsh words on the internet instantly evolved into an intense and potentially hazardous real-world showdown.
You've had fucking plenty to say about John Fury. Here I am. You've had plenty to say about John Fury. Where are you? Where the fuck are you? Let's get on. All right, pal? Get the fuck on with it. Here I am. They're talking about it day and night on videos. Day and night on videos. And here I am ready to fight. Where are you at? Where the fuck are you? Hey? The world's been calling me a fucking shithouse. You know me, Lennox. You know I'm no fucking coward. I was gonna fight you in your fucking heyday. That's true. Wasn't it true? Did I back away from you? That's right. So put some fucking respect on the name of John Fury and get that fucking Carl Froch here. If he wants it, I'm fucking here. And anybody else in the fucking building, look here. The ultimate fucking male. The ultimate fucking male. Never fuck with this guy ever again. If you're not willing to put up, fucking shut up. Run like a fucking bitch. Run like a fucking bitch, Carl Froch. Run like a fucking bitch. Run like a fucking bitch.
Following that fiery media event, the situation grew even more unusual. Rather than softening his stance, the instigator escalated it dramatically. Soon after, unusual workout clips flooded the internet, revealing an intense and unconventional training setup with no sign of modern conditioning methods or even a traditional ring. The footage featured bare-fisted strikes on a heavy bag and even chopping down trees deep in the forest. He repeatedly stated that he is adopting a back-to-basics survival approach, boldly declaring that he's living off the land and preparing the old-fashioned way. This rough, stripped-down display reached millions online, functioning as a strange but deliberate signal. It suggested he isn't gearing up for a formally sanctioned contest under strict regulations, but instead bracing for a disorderly street-level battle where endurance is the only principle that matters. While his commitment is intense and unmistakable, it has left much of the fight community puzzled and uncertain about what to make of it.
So after a 4-mile run, Big Gypsy John is here in the town square doing a bit of shadow boxing. Go on, Dad. Get up, son. Get up. Get up. Tune in if you want to see more. Hup. Another running video this morning, but not just a running video. I'm going to be the first man to fight a 3-time Hall of Famer. We're just doing it myself. John Fury style. Running, bare-knuckle, heavy bag, eating, living in the woods, chopping trees, eating the filth of the earth. I'm doing it gypsy style. And I'm going to prove to everybody out there, where there's a will, there's a way. Don't need a trainer. Don't need a SC. I don't need none of that crap. I'm going back to the 70s when men was men. If you want to be privy to all of this, contact me. Let's hope you got some deep pockets, but it'll be well worth it. It's better than the usual crap on the television, because John Fury can definitely bring it in every way. I'll wait to hear from you.
The man at the center of the hostility showed zero hesitation. Carl Froch reacted to the rugged outdoor training clips with open amusement, laughing as soon as he saw them. The former champion responded with a sharp critique, mixing unwavering self-belief with cutting sarcasm. He highlighted the clear decade difference in their ages, joking that he has no interest in roughing up someone older, though he made it clear he would have no problem doing so if necessary. Froch brushed aside the attempted scare tactics entirely, describing the spectacle as nothing more than a loud plea for attention from someone trying to provoke a reaction. He stated plainly that should they ever meet face to face, whether in a shadowy alleyway or even halfway up a staircase, he would have no trouble sending his opponent tumbling downward. His words carried the cold confidence of someone who has finished elite fighters on the biggest stages, surrounded by tens of thousands of roaring spectators.
His professional debut was promoted by the same promoter at the time, and he made his pro debut on the undercard of my first world title fight against Jean Pascal here in Nottingham. And the third thing he talked about was me. Why are Netflix using me on their broadcast? Why are they using Carl Froch? What, the Cobra, the 4-time world champ, Hall of Famer? Why are they using me? Because I'm a good pundit, that's why. Because I tell it how it is, I shoot from the hip, and I'm honest. And people like to listen to me. This is the reason I've got the biggest channel in the business. So he's talking nonsense, and he'd like to play the Cobra down, but he can't because I've got the backing. I've got the credentials. You know what I'm saying? He can't rubbish the Cobra and say that I don't deserve to be where I'm at. And Netflix want to use me, and all he wanted to do was kill it for me. He wanted to ruin it, and that's the reason he got ignored. Big Lennox said ignore him, so I took his advice, I bit my tongue. I wanted to say so much when he was ranting and raving, but we was, like, you know anyway, if you see my last video that's gone pretty viral, I had 15 seconds still on air, and when we went on air, I kept it professional. I addressed the big idiot, John Fury, and then we got on with our job. So we've got a job to do there on in the studio at the broadcasting, so that's what we did. And Big John was ranting and raving, making a mug of himself, and he can't leave it alone. Into that thick skull. I accept your challenge, but know one thing. When that first bell goes, I'm going to come over to your corner and absolutely stick it on you, Cobra style.
Away from the cameras, dedicated boxing fans quickly began dissecting the practical reality of this rumored blockbuster matchup, scrutinizing every detail and questioning how such a contest could realistically come together.
Obviously, a massive size advantage for John Fury. Presumably, Carl Froch can't lose that.
I can't believe we're talking about John Fury. He can't lose to John Fury. It's impossible.
So what Carl's saying is John Fury's not very hard. I don't agree. I don't agree with Carl. I've got to say, I'm a big fan of yours, but Carl's going back there for more beef. It's amazing. No, but I guess, like, you know, he's 60 years old.
Message boards and social networks quickly filled with blunt assessments about the clear difference in ability between the pair. Supporters pointed out that one corner features a multiple-time world titleist who, even as he approaches 50, maintains outstanding top-tier conditioning. In contrast, the other man's professional record includes numerous defeats against relatively unknown journeymen, raising serious doubts about his competitive level. Many argued that even with certain disadvantages imposed, the Hall of Famer would still decisively take apart the older challenger. At the same time, a significant portion of those critics conceded they would eagerly watch the spectacle unfold anyway. The outrageous nature of the matchup creates a strange but powerful appeal, underscoring how, in the modern online era, authentic hostility can generate as much interest as pure sporting excellence.
It's Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by the former undisputed heavyweight king Lewis Lennox. Eventful press conference, eventful sort of pre-press conference. John Fury kind of went over to Froch and mentioned your name, but I think he was mainly looking at Carl Froch. Were you expecting that?
I wasn't expecting it, but I know that he blows up before press conferences, and he's just getting some steam off, blowing some steam off.
He said he wanted to fight you in your prime. Do you remember that?
Yes, he did. I remember that, and I was like, he's not serious, is he? We didn't really take him too serious, but he did offer the fight.
Listen, Tyson Fury is back April 11th. He's got Austin back Makhmudov. Is this the sort of fight you think, dust off a few cobwebs, or do you think this is a very dangerous fight?
I think it's a dangerous fight. Anytime you box a guy and he's the same size as you and he can, throw a good punch, it's always a dangerous fight. I think Tyson Fury has got the boxing ability to stay away from him and make it a good fight and, show his boxing ability. I think Makhmudov has, is one-dimensional, but he's tough. And, he believes that this is his time now, so he's going to go for it. So that's a recipe for a good fight.
The heavyweight picture is taking shape. You've got obviously Fabio Wardley.
Conversations circulating within boxing circles suggest a far more troubling outcome if the pair ever share the ring. Leading promoters and current competitors are split, with several offering firm cautions about the disorder that could unfold. Influential figures in the sport have emphasized that although the technical disparity appears obvious, the older man's physical presence and erratic temperament could still pose a real threat in tight exchanges. Some organizers have even suggested that if the bout turns messy and they become entangled, it would not be surprising to see a barrage of prohibited, street-style tactics. At the same time, well-known MMA personalities and active heavyweight fighters have publicly mocked the situation, criticizing the intimidation angle and questioning the logic of approving such a risky event. As a result, the boxing world remains divided, unsure whether to view this as comic relief or a serious disaster waiting to unfold.
Mine, and then he walked off. But that was out of order on Steve Bunce. He's been going through a few personal hardships of late, which I won't go into, but it's not on. Steve Bunce is an old boxing historian. He's a journalist that's been around for many years. Anybody in the boxing world knows Steve Bunce. They know how good he is. They know what a good guy he is. And to go for him when he's just stood there minding his own business, he's the only one that didn't have his phone out filming. And Big John went for him. He's like a bully. He's a proper bully boy. He deserved an apology, and he apologised. So fair enough there, he's apologised, but he's still a Second thing, he talks about, I'm a Tyson Fury hater. Never been a Tyson Fury hater. All I've done is pointed out the facts. The fact that he got beat twice by Alexander Usyk. First one, he could have been stopped, saved by the referee. So he was lucky to hear the final bell. Second one, in my opinion, he got beat fair and square. Some of the boxing analysts might have had it close, they might have had Tyson Fury winning, but the facts are he got beat. And 95% of people who watched that fight know that he got beat. So there's no hate in me. I'm actually quite fond of Tyson Fury. I want him to do well, and I want him to retire a happy man, which I've spoke about on numerous occasions. We actually came through the pro ranks together. Tyson Fury, if you don't know, he made his professional debut, was promoted by the same promoter at the time, and he made his pro debut on the undercard of my first world title fight against Jean Pascal here in Nottingham. And look, I've heard from good authority that Tyson Fury himself, the Gypsy King, he wasn't happy, he was furious at his old man's little rant and rave. But he's still going. He's his own man, I suppose, Big John Fury, the fighting man. Fights who he wants, doesn't he? When he wants, on the hard road. But he's gone on his social medias now calling me out. He wants to fight me on the undercard of Tyson Fury, Makhmudov. And it's getting silly now, but it needs addressing.
With attention building rapidly, many are now scrutinizing what is truly fueling this intensifying rivalry. One camp believes it's simply an explosive collision of oversized personalities, powered by pride and lingering resentment that neither side is willing to let go. Another group views it as a far more strategic play. Even though there are public statements about directing profits to charitable causes, skeptics insist the entire scenario resembles a carefully engineered financial opportunity aimed at capitalizing on the surge of unconventional late-stage showdowns. By interrupting media events and pushing out highly shareable, meme-ready workout footage, those driving the narrative are securing enormous organic exposure. Each heated rebuttal and provocative challenge only increases the potential revenue surrounding the event. All of it raises a lingering question. Is the hostility genuine, or is the audience witnessing a calculated promotional strategy disguised as a personal vendetta?
Good morning all. Quick video. I just want to sincerely apologise to Steve Bunce. I'm sorry, Steve. I was bang out of order, mate. I got carried away with emotion. You know, people winding me up with his internet trolls and all this kind of thing. Sometimes, you know, we're all human, we've got feelings, you know, and it can get to you, especially with a man like me. But all them people, them internet trolls, I'm not interested in them. I'm never going to make them rich because I don't like them. People you don't like, you're never going to put money in their pockets. So the fights will never take place. But one thing I can say, both men, Carl Froch, Joe Egan, you know where I live. I'll always come out with my shirt off, you know, because that's what kind of a guy I am. I'm bred to it. It's a generation and culture I'm from. We fight. But that's by and by. The main reason this morning, apologies to Steve Bunce. I'm heartbroken over it. You know, I watched it back and you know what, where was I? Where the hell was I don't know, you know, but emotions run high when people just won't leave you alone. They torment you all the time, 24 hours a day, thinking they're going to get a paycheck. But let me tell you, people you don't like, you're not going to put money in pockets, are you? You know, and I think Netflix was out of order, even employing Carl Froch and bringing him there, knowing the friction he's been causing. And he's a Fury hater. He hates Tyson. He hates the Fury family, you know. So why was it there? I don't know, but that's Netflix choice, not mine. But again, Steve Bunce, I want to apologise to you and my friend. You know, emotions was running high, Steve, and I do apologise, mate. I'm ashamed of my behaviour towards you. Really am. So I hope you accept my apology, Steve. It wasn't, you know, I wasn't myself, as you can see, you know, the people. Because when you're in fight mode, aren't you? And it is the fight business, it is the fight game. Don't take it too personally, my mate. God bless you, Steve, and I'll buy you a pint of beer when I see you and shake your hands and apologise in person, yeah? God bless you, Steve. Sorry again, mate.
This turbulent storyline captures the unpredictable reality of today's fight scene. A decorated career resume is colliding with explosive online hostility, producing a showdown no one specifically requested, yet millions can't ignore. It pushes fans to evaluate where the sport currently stands. Do these heated, outside-the-box rivalries damage boxing's long-standing tradition, or do they inject the kind of attention required to keep it thriving in a digital world? As the verbal exchanges intensify and the training clips grow increasingly extreme, one fact stands out clearly. The boundary separating legitimate sport from spectacle has rarely been thinner. Now it comes down to you. Would you spend money to see this fierce generational showdown unfold, or should certain disputes remain confined to social media? Share your opinion in the comments. That wraps up today's coverage. If you appreciated the breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you don't miss what's next. Let us know your view below, and we'll see you in the next upload.